Hello there, hope you're having a really great day. This is Tracy Brown, your somatic dietitian and attuned eating expert. And we're going to talk today about it's not really a phenomenon. I think it has multiple sources, but it's something that I hear from many of my clients who have been kind of in the journey, sometimes as soon as 6 months, sometimes it's a year and a half, 2 years in, where it's like there's a weight restoration, meaning like no matter what the beginning weight was, if it was below set point, that if they've been weight suppressed in any kind of way, if you've been weight suppressed in any kind of way, that is, that you might notice that, like, okay, my weight's good and I don't have any little bits of deprivation driven eating left, and I am there's not any little places where I could say, like, yeah, I'm kind of undercutting myself just a little bit on my fullness, when all of that's feeling really good and cleaned up, and you're noticing that, like, it starts to feel a little scary to be mildly hungry and not eat, or even majorly hungry and not eat. Or if you're noticing that eating, like, maybe say you're really craving a salad and that freaks you out, what you might find there is that what you're bumping up against is a couple different things. So bear with me as I kind of unpack this for you a little bit. One, as I think a lot of times there is a real trauma about being starved again. I mean, it's not natural for our bodies to be purposely underfed, and the body is going to set off alarms, like, there's been some long-term undernourishment going on, and as much as we feel high about that and excited about that, and as much as culture celebrates that, there's still always going to be a part of us, no matter if we're dieting and we're happy about the weight loss, or at least feel relieved about it, is that there's also going to be a fear that comes with it of just feeling constantly uncomfortable. That's just, when I say uncomfortable, mild to majorly uncomfortable, physically, mentally, and emotionally. So there's that fear of, like, I'm feeling the fear in my body, that I don't want to go back there. And it doesn't all feel mental. Like, mentally, I know I'm not going to go back there. I'm done with that. But my body feels scared. That could totally be in play, and that's real. Two is that I think it goes along with number one, is that physically I think that it takes a while, at least a good year, for a lot of people to feel like I've been consistently got fed, and every time I get hungry, that doesn't mean I'm going to get too hungry. I think that's really similar to number one. And the other thing that I see a lot of people struggle with is, you've been on this journey and maybe you've been a little bit vocal about it, or at least your behaviors have been speaking about what you're doing, which is, I don't diet anymore, I'm not food restricting, I'm eating from a body trusting kind of way. And sometimes there becomes this, it's more of a mental and emotional fear that if I'm eating salad, that means that I'm going to diet again. And that's a mental emotional thing. Or if people see me eating salads, they're going to say, oh, you're so healthy, which probably speaks to some of the things you went through when you were more in diet culture. So all three of these things can be remedied in the following ways. It's really important that you keep yourself grounded, and your self-care is good, and your self-compassion is really set around, I'm not a dieter or restrictor anymore. I'm an eater. I'm becoming a competent, attuned eater, and that's what I do. And that means sometimes that we get hungrier than others. That doesn't mean we're starving ourselves. That also means that if you're feeling like a salad, that doesn't mean this is a restrictive, let's see how low I can get by with in this meal salad. It's like, I kind of want a salad, and what would make this really good, and what what do I get from eating this salad in terms of, like, satisfaction? Was it hearty enough, and did it have enough other things with it to feel satisfied? That's not a trying to create weight loss kind of salad. That's kind of what I feel like I really needed kind of salad. And can we trust that? Three, we've got to kind of stay solid in ourselves that, like, no matter what anybody else thinks about what we're doing, nobody knows what your motives and where your heart is but you. Unless you articulate that, like, I'm just eating salad because I feel like salad, versus, oh, I'm eating it because, I'm trying to make myself disappear, or I'm trying to look like I'm healthy, or whatever it is the old motives used to be. You have to be solid, and that's not what you're doing. And we can't control what other people think. And it's not really, you don't have to rationalize what you're doing to anybody else as well. So I hope this quick video is helpful. But all of this is real, and I think it's really based on this physiologic old restriction drama. And I think it's also mental and emotional. I think it's some time to get grounded. If you need some other grounding skills, I have lots of videos here, both on Facebook, on YouTube, my website, tracybrownrd.com, to learn how to really, really get in this current moment. And it doesn't have to be a lot of fancy stuff. It could just be like sitting in your seat and feeling your feet, your seat, your back, sinking in more to like, okay, I know what my current motives are, and I know I'm listening to my body and the best way I possibly can. And if you're in that spot, all we can do then is comfort that fear and do the most right and attuned eating thing next. So thank you so much for watching, and take good care. Bye bye.